We have a few sweet guitars today. A few weeks ago, we ended up at Paloma Sound Studio in Memphis. I wanted my good buddy Jeremy to show off some of his guitars. We didn't get to that in the video, so today I wanted to show off some of his guitar collection.
So this is a Collings from 2007 that I got this year. I did not expect to walk into the guitar shop and buy this, but here in Memphis we have an awesome guitar shop called Martin Music. Shout out to Eric Martin, who is amazing. Like, when I say this, we're lucky. We have a world-class guitar shop, and we have a world-class drum shop. We have the greatest drum shop on the planet in Memphis. And our guitar are really like mom and pop, but awesome, amazing, like local guitar shop is a place called Martin Music. And Eric had this guitar this year. Oddly enough, this is the story behind it. In 2007, a mom and daughter came in and they bought like a pair of these. They bought two of these. And I guess evidently the mom stuck with the guitar playing, and this was the daughter's, and she didn't stay with it. And so she brought it back to Martin to consign it. And so Eric had it up, and I was just in there one day and saw that they had it and asked Buzzy, one of the guys there, hey, can I play that? And pulled it down and strummed a couple of chords, and I was like, ooh, this is a really good sounding guitar. It's a Collings OM2HA, which means it's just Indian rosewood back and sides, and it has an Adirondack spruce top, but it almost doesn't look like Adirondack, because usually with Adirondack it's like real wide grain, but this is kind of silky and pretty, and it's already sort of turning orange. Just awesome. So long story long, I went back like 3 more times and strummed this guitar, and on the third time I took my oldest son Judah, who's a bass player, musician guy too, and we went in there and I played it, and he kind of looked at me and he was like, you played this guitar 3 times, what are you gonna do? You know what I mean? But I'm kind of the kind of person, like, I got a lot of guitars. I'm honestly not trying to buy another guitar. But I do know this, like, the best feeling in the world is like walking into a vintage guitar shop or a place like Martin Music and walking out and thinking, I love the guitars I already have, you know? But it's like that 100th time you walk in and there's like a special thing there, you know? You just sort of know and you're nowhere. And so I just sort of knew, if this guitar gets away, I'm gonna be really sad. And so much to the financial disappointment, I'm sure, my mother and my wife, other people, I was like, I had to buy this. So I bought this. This is sort of my only rosewood guitar, rosewood back and sides guitar. It's just really loud and awesome and projects really well. It sort of does a different thing. Again, like we were talking about in the other video, guitars are sort of like colors. You know, why do you need 10 guitars or basses? Because they all sort of do different things. They sort of have their frequency spot in a track, or they do a different thing. So that's why I sort of had them. So this thing sort of does what other guitars doesn't do. So I'm grateful to have this. This is another little cool guitar. And again, some of these guitars are just they're not like these are tools to do the job, right? It's not a collector's piece, you know? This is an old 63 Martin 0018 that kind of just hangs around the studio, and it's sort of like if you need that sort of small singer-songwriter kind of thing, this is the sort of the guitar that I sort of go to and pick up if I just need to sort of have a acoustic part that sort of hangs in a track. So in a small way, this is sort of the guitar that I go to. I don't have to show you all of these, but I'll just show you at least the acoustic stuff. So this is another 63 guitar. This is a 63 J45, again, like player grade kind of guitar. But this guitar is an absolute cannon. This thing is so loud. Like, you know, sometimes they say guitars, you don't want to get a guitar that was built on a Friday. This guitar was built on a Monday, because on Friday, you know, those guys are looking to clock out early and be done. They're cutting quarters, you know. This guitar, for whatever reason, was definitely built on a Monday. It is just loud and mid-rangey and dry, and just sits in a track in an amazing way. So I think, honestly, as much as I love all these instruments, if there was a fire and I had to grab one thing out of here, I think this is the guitar that I would grab, just because I love the way it sounds. It's been with me a long time. It sounds really good. So super awesome. All the people that are watching this, because I watch guitar YouTube videos all the time, are going to be so mad that I didn't play any of these, by the way. I didn't even strum them. This is sort of my live guitar, which is a custom shop country western from Gibson, and It's sort of like a stripped down version of the Gibson Hummingbird. It just doesn't have like the ornate pickguard with the bird on it or the burst. This is the same thing. That one's from 2011. This is from 2016. This is a custom shop Southern Jumbo that I've had a few of these on and off, and I just realized how much I love this. And sort of you say, why do you need multiples of the same thing? I just like square shouldered mahogany back and sides acoustics that are short scale. So that means there's only 3 years of guitars that I can buy. You want to buy a Hummingbird, a Country Western, or a Southern Jumbo from Gibson from 1962 to early 1965 if you want the nut width to be wide and all that. So this is why I sort of play these things. So
and
these
sold a lot of guitars.
I've sold a lot of guitars. I have. I mean, laughingly, you can look at this and go, "This is ridiculous." But if I had the money that I had in my life from every guitar that I had, I would have 2 studios. It's like, but it's a process, right? You learn by buying things and what you don't want to buy and what you don't want to have. So I'm grateful to have all this stuff. So it's super cool. Another cool thing, and I'll just show you, this isn't even mine, but I'm really proud of him for getting it. My oldest son, Judah, works at a place here in town called Circle Music, and this walked through the door this year, and this is super cool. This is a early 68 Fender P bass that is like eat off clean. I mean, it's like, it is collector clean. And he, to his credit, saved up his money with his mom and dad and his grandmother's help, who loaned him a little bit of money, and he bought this bass this year. And this is an amazing sounding bass, and it's super light. I'm proud of him for having it. So it's nice to have it around the studio for a while. It's pretty killer bass. Like I told you earlier, like there's probably 4 P basses around here, because again, like it's not a bass unless it has 4 strings and says Fender on it. So that's this. We got all kinds of stuff in here, Mark. Tellies and Strats. This is a custom shop Telecaster. Sort of a goat that has a broken string. That's hilarious. Somebody must have been in here working and broke the string. So custom shop Telly, 50s Telly, awesome Telly. And let's see here. This isn't.
The road, what do you take?
Well, when I hit the road, I only play acoustic guitar, so that's all I play. So I usually take this, or I take sometimes I take the Collings a little bit, and that Southern Jumbo. I mainly just take the things that I need. And again, like some of these things you look at and go, these things are so expensive. I just want you to see that not everything has to be expensive. Yeah, some of that stuff's expensive. This was real expensive, but also there's things like this in here. There's a $400, 40th anniversary Fender Squier Jazzmaster in here. This guitar is awesome. And honestly, I picked this up at the shop that Judah works at, Circle Music, one day. It was $400 or something, not a lot of money in the guitar world. So this guitar, and I don't even know how I feel about this. The neck is so nice and the fretwork is so good. I'm like, this is $400. I don't know how I feel about the fact that this guitar has a fret job that's as good or better than the custom shop Telecaster I have sitting over there. So it just goes to show it doesn't have to be a lot of money to be a good tool. So don't look at all this and go, well, if I'm making records, I gotta have a $5,000 guitar. You don't. It's just all about the creativity. It's about the parts you play, all that stuff. So again, like easy stuff like that. There's, we sort of have all the colors, I guess. There's a Strat over here. There's a classical guitar. There's an electric 12 string. There's an acoustic 12 string. Here, I'll show this because I know Mark probably wants me to. This isn't even mine. This is my buddy Derek Shipley, who's a bass player. This guitar belongs to a buddy of mine named Scott Greer, and this is a Gretsch White Falcon from the, I think late 90s. But it's got like all the stuff we say. This is like the Cadillac of guitars. It's got this big bat headstock and cloud inlays and all, Filtertrons, all the stuff. So this just kind of stays around. Derek's really a bass player, and he's kind enough to leave this guitar here to be used in the studio. So Derek, thank you for leaving your pride and joy. And Scott, thank you for selling it to Derek. This was on a bunch of my records back in the day. We used this a whole bunch, and this is a great guitar. John Fry came in the studio at Ardent one time and just goes, Tadpole, that's a beautiful guitar. And I was like, John, this is the Cadillac of guitars, because it totally looks like an old 50s Cadillac or something. It's awesome. So good memories, and made a lot of good music with this guitar. So it's cool.
If you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, please do so. We'll see you next time.